Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! All Stars 2, Episode 2. Well, first off, I guess, we saw who Tati would have kicked off. And it was also Coco.
It was also Coco, which is interesting.
It was. Not surprising. In talking to people, it's been kind of like a mixed bag.
Okay, so like right before they cut to the intro song, Fifi pulls something out of her mouth and spits.
Was it her tooth?
Was it like a denture dam? It was very weird. It was like a thing. Isn't that what that is? That's not what that is, like a denture, like a piece of a denture. Is that something else? Is that something else? What's that? What is it?
A dental dam.
That's what I meant. What's
what you meant.
What's a denture dam? No,
I don't think a denture dam is a thing. A dental dam is what is used as like a protective barrier for cunnilingus.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
No, it's not.
I meant like
a denture,
it looked like a singular denture.
Yeah, it looked like there's a word
weird.
for that. There's a word for a fake tooth.
Dental dam. That's not a thing?
That's
the thing. That's the other thing. I don't know.
I feel like I'm crazy taking grace pills. Yeah. No one uses dental dams. That's why you don't know what it is.
Florence Henderson is not selling dental dams. So, Adore Delano, like we predicted, was having a rough time in her life.
Yeah.
We watched a video that she released recently.
Yeah.
And her father had recently died and she'd gotten broken up with and she was really exhausted from a tour and all these things. So, like, it makes sense.
She was definitely in a rough place. Yeah. I think she made the right choice.
I think so too.
Because I just don't think that Drag Race is a good place for her. Because the reality of the situation is that as much as I liked her on her season, I always was like, but why doesn't she seem like she wants to be here?
She doesn't fit in the competitive... I don't think she's a particularly competitive person, which is totally fine. Sometimes super creative people... that's just all they want to do. They're not like, I need to win this and I'm gonna take you down. You know,
she just wants to do her drag and sing her songs, and people are loving it. And so she's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fair.
I mean, do I wish maybe she had come to this conclusion before they cast her and someone like Willem could have been on the show?
Sure.
Yes.
Who is quite hungry.
Yes.
For any sort of camera time.
It's a little like...
It was disappointing because I think that it's a little bit of a cop-out. But in the reality of the situation, I think
she made the healthy choice for her.
For her.
So anyway, so Adore is in the workroom and she tells Ru she's leaving.
I'm thinking of going home.
Ru just keeps saying tap out.
Tapping out?
And I'm like, is this like a clause in their contract? Like, are they invoking like this weird like?
That's the safe word. Like, you have to say tap out.
The reason you're tapping out. Is that enough to tap out for?
So you're saying you want to tap out?
So what you're doing is tapping out?
I just need you to say tap out.
You know, workroom Ru made someone cry.
I feel like you are being sabotaged by your inner saboteur.
So you
get
a drink. She was just really, really trying to make her stay. And I guess I could just tell that she was done.
Is there anything I could say to you that would make you change your mind?
Ru's like, okay, but then I want you to go talk to Michelle. And it was kind of amazing. They talk outside in like the smoking area. That's what I'm calling it. Michelle Visage shows up, clearly had like been at home, rushed to the studio like, oh my God, Adore's you have to come talk to her. She's wearing the biggest sunglasses because clearly she does not have her face done. It was kind of amazing. I was like, oh, this like Elizabeth Taylor, like just after a workout look. And she gives her another pep talk, and I think they cleared the air and they had a nice moment. You know, Michelle was like,
I'm apologizing to you in front of fucking cameras. I'll even apologize to my children.
It seems like the bad blood there has been cleared. Okay. In the Periscope video, Adore then goes on to basically blame Raven Simonier.
Really?
You didn't
Oh, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, so...
It was pretty long.
Okay.
A lot happened tonight. I've seen the first and second episode tonight of All Stars.
I watched a bit and then I was like, I get it.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So she basically is like, Michelle wasn't really the problem. Raven Simonier, she called her Simone. Raven Simonier said something that was just so hurtful and disrespectful and that I was just crushed. She didn't say it.
Oh, when really
the
she
thing
was
is,
just not prepared to be judged or to be in a competitive competition at that point in her life.
And I don't know what Raven Simonier said.
Sure.
But
then they certainly threw Michelle under the bus in the editing.
They certainly threw Michelle under the bus in the editing. I don't know what they didn't show us from Raven, but I just can't imagine that being so pointed and personal.
It needs to be more leather.
I got a lot of it, girl.
I know, and it needed to happen because it didn't.
Yeah, but I mean...
She just was in a bad place.
It was a bad place. It was chaos, it was bad.
And you know what? That's the last that we're going to talk about that.
Let's move on.
Because they spent too long in the show, and I'm ready to
there was a lot of time on it.
Goodbye, Adore. You're great.
You made a healthy choice.
I think so too. You're doing what you're doing, and go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Wonderful.
Snatch Game.
Rue walks into the workroom. But then, okay, we're confused. And maybe you guys know, so please, if you do, tell us.
Yes.
Rue is wearing a Jewish star.
A Star of David right here. And it was like...
But it was like, So if you know the story behind the Star of David,
know.
Not the story behind the Star of David, we
not
know that,
but
the story behind Rue's Star of David.
Although I probably don't know the literal story behind the Star of David. So then everyone's talking about who they're gonna do, and Fifi's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do Teresa Caputo."
Yeah.
Caputo.
Gotcha.
And Katya's like,
I was gonna do Teresa
Caputo.
He's like, I'm doing Teresa Caputo. All right.
And Fifi's face, just like. Just kidding! And then she gives her a look of I would do that.
Because, that wasn't a good choice. I loved that Katya was just giving her shit this entire episode.
If I win, I'm eliminating the strongest competitor.
Are you?
Are you being serious? No. Oh.
He was like, I'm fucking with you, Fifi. You're fucking with everyone else, I'm gonna fuck with you. It was so amazing. And then Alyssa announces that she's gonna do Joan Crawford. And from the get, I was like, oh, this. Yes.
Yes.
This is a piece of performance art.
I've fought worse monsters for years in Hollywood.
I lived for it.
Oh, I mean, because it wasn't really Joan Crawford, but it was something else, and I was all about it. I was like, I don't know what this is. I love it.
I love it. It was half Alyssa Edwards and half Joan. And then they just recited Mommy Dearest lines. Tear down that bitch of a bearing wall.
So Rue's going through everyone's saying who they are, and she gets to Roxxxy.
Latina? I love Ellen. I don't know.
Is it an extremely well-known fact that Sofia Vergara loves Ellen?
Obviously not, because we have no idea what she's talking about. I mean, maybe it is a fact. I don't know if it's an extremely well-known one.
So I have officially decided that I still don't like Fifi. And you guys
I think the verdict is in.
You can write in the comments and you can tell me
really
how
nice.
great and nice she is.
I'm just gonna be honest. I think your Joan Crawford it's too you.
And you can't even blame this one on editing.
No, she was completely manipulating everyone.
Sure, they want you to see that, but she still fucking did it.
She tells Roxxxy that
her Spanish accent isn't thick enough. I was waiting for Roxxxy to tell her off, and maybe Roxxxy was actually trying to be nice this time, and Fifi was just being a cunt.
Yeah.
But I was so disappointed in Roxxxy for falling for that bullshit.
Yeah, Fifi is competitive in the wrong way. Fifi gets insecure.
Yep.
And then decides that she's gonna lash out and manipulate people, and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So Adore, had she stayed, was gonna do Jan Crouch, who is basically another televangelist.
Oh.
Kind of
Sure.
Tammy Faye lady. She kind of looks like Dolly Parton.
Is that who Tammy Faye is?
Yes. Did you have questions?
I still didn't know who she was.
Great.
I thought Ginger Minge was so blah.
A flat line. I mean, and I know who Tammy Faye Baker is.
I don't.
And I was like, it was so forgettable for me. I don't know if it was, again, the editing, because she wasn't really in it a lot.
No, she
wasn't.
wasn't.
There wasn't a lot of her.
But that means that there wasn't anything to really
That means there wasn't anything, and I was like, man, that was just a total throwaway.
Before thou puttest on it a songeth,
Yes, yes.
thou must pray.
I just like, okay, so for a lot of the other characters, right?
Yeah.
Or even like if you look at, like, a perfect example for me is Pearl.
Pearl doing Big Ange.
I had literally no clue who Big Ange was.
I still kind of don't.
I still don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who Big Ange is, but I know Pearl's characterization of Big Ange, and I had a really fun time watching her as Big Ange.
Well, I don't know about Batman and Robin, but I love money, yachts, and mansions.
And so that's what I was lacking. I don't know who Tammy Faye Baker is.
That's fine. Did you laugh at her jokes? Though there weren't any jokes.
There weren't any jokes.
She was giving me, like, if Ben de la Creme did his sort of like, I'm excited character, but like if he was 80 years old.
Most of the time they don't even fit anymore.
I'm just like standing on something.
Sure.
There was something about the voice and the inflection of this like happy person. You know that...
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
I bet you she could have done a pretty good Betty White.
Ooh.
Right?
Can the top 4 queens just decide to all be the Golden Girls on Snatch Game?
Oh my god.
And just do that? Can that be a thing that happens? Because I'm
God.
here for it.
That's actually part of what makes Snatch Game so great was
the
the way they play with each other.
Yeah.
And that was kind of part of what I loved about Alaska.
Can we talk about Alaska and Katya?
Because they were playing off each other.
Can Mae West and Bjork have their own talk show? Yes! Can that happen? Yes! Like daytime talk show on Logo? Can that happen?
I would watch the shit out of that.
Come up and see me sometime, Bubbles. Like, it was just so everything.
See you after the show, Bubbles.
I mean, you always do good in Snatch Game when you interact with, respond to other people, you know, like make jokes off of someone else's joke. Like if
then you get more screen time.
If someone is dying, you know, you steal their joke.
Yep.
Injections of silicone into the body.
You know, I'm black by injection.
And then Katya's Bjork. They did a Celebrity Jeopardy on SNL one year.
Okay.
Where Winona Ryder was pure. It was kind of amazing. She was like, everything is music. This buzzer is music. And sometimes when I throw nickels into an oven, it's music. Like it was just so everything.
That's so Bjork.
It was so Bjork and it was the best.
But also, like, Bjork is just the absolute right choice for Katya.
I mean...
Brilliant.
It was so funny.
And I love that Bjork loved her Bjork. Did you hear about that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Bjork responded and said that she loved it.
I mean, duh.
Because of course, that she's like, she can have fun and laugh at herself.
How many bones have I won?
How many bones do I win?
How many bones do you want?
So that, I had a moment where I was like, wait, who was next?
Fifi.
Oh, it was Fifi. Okay, I'll say this. She was consistent.
Yeah.
She wasn't an utter train wreck.
No, she certainly didn't, she wasn't as bad as her Gaga. Like, it wasn't
Gaga.
that.
It wasn't the worst I've seen on Snatch Game.
No, but you know what it reminded me of?
It was boring.
It was really boring. You know what it reminded me of?
That's a Raven?
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, you did the same joke every time. Oh, you did the same. Oh, it's been the same joke.
It's the same joke.
Joke that you did again.
Ooh, Jaden, I just got a vision. You might be lip syncing for your life tomorrow, baby.
No, it was a decent performance. It was a bad choice.
Could someone else have made that character funnier? 100%.
Could they have made it that much funnier?
I don't know, because I don't really know that character.
But you do know that character. That character is let's make fun of
what was that Jamaican lady?
Oh, Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
But at least Miss Cleo, you have like a fun Jamaican accent, and you can do like call me Miss Cleo. They wrote call me Miss Cleo.
Call me now for your free reading.
At least there's more jokes there.
I thought I saw you writing.
You didn't see anything, Rue. I'm so sorry.
I didn't see anything.
See, it's the spirit.
Fifi was doing a layer of,
right.
Clearly I'm a fraud, but I'm pretending I'm not.
Right, but like...
So it was fine for me.
But that, totally, I guess the thing for me is...
Like, was it better than Ginger Minj? Kinda.
Maybe.
Because there was actual
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of was.
It kind of was.
Was it good? No. Was it better than some of the other flatlines?
Yes.
Yes. It wasn't just, I'm a psychic. It was, I'm a fraud psychic who's trying not to be.
Sure.
So it gave me something.
That's really fair. Then she gave me more character than Ginger.
Were either of them particularly funny?
No.
No. Her makeup, I realized Fifi really looks like Annabeth Gish. Oh. She looks like Annabeth Gish.
I mean, Alyssa was just giving me so much that I didn't care that she didn't sound anything like Joan Crawford.
Don't fuck with me, fellas!
She was giving me so much energy, so much energy. She was living in what she was doing.
Yes.
She didn't break. You know, it was her essence.
Yes.
And it was, sure, was it purely her quoting lines from Mommy Dearest? Yes. Yeah. Am I mad at it?
No.
Really.
No wire hangers ever!
Well, that don't make no kind of sense, but it sure is entertaining.
Because also, though, she gets her audience.
Yeah.
Every freaking queen at home was squealing with joy when she goes, no wire hangers ever!
Sure.
Yes, I'm here for that. You know,
yes.
Don't fuck with me, fellas. Like, it's just so great.
Yes.
You know, like.
It's amazing.
Are you gonna quote one of the best, campiest movies of all time? Yes, please, thank you. So then, who was next?
So then it was Detox.
Oh, right.
I don't know if Nancy Grace is the person you do.
I don't think she is.
I don't think she is. It was similar with Fifi, where it was like,
yeah.
She was consistent, she did have responses. Were they particularly funny? No.
I think...
Did she kind of gain momentum a little bit? Sure.
Yeah.
Where's the body of your dog?
She was just doing Nancy Grace.
Well, just doing breaking news, whatever.
She just wasn't funny. Well, Detox was dressed like, kind of like a 40s maid.
Thank you. I forgot to talk about her outfit because what was going on there?
Like
it was
she
weird.
needed an apron and
it was
odd.
weird.
Next up was Tatiana, who did the best likeness.
Yes, her look was on point.
You were like, oh, it's Ariana Grande here? Oh no, it's Tatiana. Like, it was like, whoa.
And I even thought in some ways her speaking was fine. Was somewhat Ariana-y.
We haven't talked about this
yet.
Okay. So the guest judges were RuJubi. It was amazing. I was so excited for them to be there. It definitely seemed like it took Tatiana's wind out of her sails.
Why get queens from only one contestant season?
I mean, I think they thought they were all stars. They were the best team. RuJubi.
Particularly given Raven and Tatiana's, like, that's gotta be a producerial choice.
I guess. I mean, it definitely fucked her up. Like, the moment she learned that, she was like, oh.
Juju and Raven are going to be here. Fuck.
And then she was, like, had lost her confidence. And that was a bummer. I'm bummed out, you guys. I'm sad.
I'm really bummed about Tati. She had, like, the characterization was totally on point.
She just wasn't funny.
She just wasn't funny because she didn't have the comebacks.
She didn't have the comebacks. Well, she broke in the middle. She was like, she started laughing.
You could smell the smoke and you could see the gears turning.
She got into her head.
But she had some good I loved that she, like, I love people, places, things. Nouns.
That was funny.
It was funny. Like, I laughed at that. I laughed so much more at her now, like, look really realistic, like, objectively. I laughed more at her than I did at Ginger and Fifi.
And Detox.
And Detox combined, really.
Mm-hmm.
It was like if she'd just been able to be a little bit quicker, she could have turned that into a really funny moment and she would have been fine.
Last, and kind of least.
Oh, I thought Roxxxy was so off base.
As Alaska. Now, I am being completely objective about this. It's not because I love Alaska.
Oh, no.
She was terrible.
She was terrible.
Is that a wig on your head?
If you're not wearing wigs, then you're not doing drugs.
First and foremost, I think it's fucking weird to be someone who's in the room.
Well, unless you're gonna nail it.
If you're gonna come for me proper.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you just... It just doesn't make any sense.
It was
just fucking do Sofia Vergara and be like, oh, yikes, oh, my TTs. Like, whatever. I don't know.
So my favorite quote of maybe the entire night was...
Why don't you come fuck me in the ass sometime? Oh.
Why don't you come on up and fuck me in the ass sometime?
Oh! She was definitely doing like Mae West does Andrew Dice Clay.
Hickory dickory dock, some chick was sucking my cock. Oh!
frickety chickety chock. Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's just so fun.
Katya is reading Roxxxy's Alaska, and she's like, oh, Ru is sending watermelons down this line, and it was swing and a miss.
It's like Little League softball, and she has no arms or legs. It's sad.
It was sad. It was like my favorite thing.
This was what we wanted when they announced, like, when we saw the cast, and it was just like, oh my god, I can't wait for more Katya confessionals because it's so fun.
It's the best. Because it's the best. Everyone's walking into the workroom, and Katya has her Hello Kitty face bedazzled on a shirt. I want it.
I want it. I want it in a tank.
Ooh, I want it in a t-shirt.
If you know where to find it, let us know.
Please let us know. I want it.
Yes.
And then there's a whole thing where Alyssa was living for herself this episode, and I was fine with it. She has this face mask on.
It was like some Mommy Dearest realness. Like,
she was in it, and I'm not mad. Yes. You know, with what's that scene where she's like looking at her leg in the mirror, you know, and she's just like, it's good.
So good. I should have known you'd find the booze and the boys. That's what you should have said to me. West! Oh my god, I want to be so good!
I do wish Alyssa and Alaska could have... Alyssa was kind of on her own planet, but I wish that they had kind of had a chance to interact. So they're all doing their makeup, and Alaska and Detox are like twinsies with their... Oh. It was totally like Vincent D'Onofrio in the cell. It was very like, what's going on? This is like creepy. But then it was fabulous and different. So then Fifi is asking everyone like, oh, are you still gonna kick off, you know, who was the worst?
Oh, right.
Because obviously she's nervous. She knows she didn't do great.
Yeah. And I love that Katya is just here to fucking win. And she's like,
if I win the challenge, I'm taking all 3 of those lipsticks. Triple elimination.
I would love if next week she was like, oh, Katya, who would you have eliminated? And she just pulls out 3.
All of you bitches.
Ru comes out in this fabulous neon pink
Barbie,
dreamhouse
mesh bow, bubblegum, Cyndi Lauper hair.
Just gagging. I love this look.
She looked great.
One of my top Ru looks.
She looked beautiful. So the runway looks this week. First up, first and worst, Fifi O'Hare. I'm sorry, I really hated this look. On a silver bathing suit with a skinny yellow waist belt where you can see her undergarments under the bathing suit.
It was so awkward. Like,
she looked like Katy Perry's stunt double. You know, like when you pause the frame, you go, ooh, that's not Katy Perry. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
It was that.
I didn't realize that Derek Barry's makeup was coming back for a reprise this season. I thought that Derek Barry was giving her like tips on how to be on Drag Race. Oh, you put on a shitty basic swimsuit. You have horrible eyebrows. What?
I thought it was single-handedly the worst of the night.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, that's just what I thought.
Her makeup was shit. Her outfit was shit. She was shit.
I would never say that.
So then up next was Roxxxy Andrews.
Roxxxy Andrews.
It was giving me like Beyonce at the Met Gala-ish. You know, it was like the hair, and it was like a gown, you know, but it was latex, so it's edgy. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. Would it have been a great Met Gala look? No, but you know, you could see it.
It'd be something different.
It would be there. You'd be like,
yeah.
It's like her body was on point.
Oh yeah.
It was like good.
It was good.
She looked really pretty. Like it wasn't exciting to me, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't enough to save her from the bottom 3.
Next up was Alyssa Edwards, who looked like Big Bird.
It was a little Sesame Street meets like horse. Yes.
Horse, you say? Yeah, but she had like thigh high. You know, she had like Pretty Woman boots on.
Sure.
You know.
Well, like
I'd be happy. There's a self on here for 2. Like, you know, it was a little bit prostitute-y.
Yeah. But it was fun. I don't know. I liked it.
It was silly. It was fun. There was a taste level slightly. You know, it was like, this is
well, I guess the thing was that it wasn't like high fashion.
No.
But it wasn't like Fifi's where you're like, you really kind of phoned this in.
It wasn't messy.
Right.
That's the difference.
Exactly.
It was polished.
Yeah. But
silly.
Yeah. My second favorite runway of the night.
Look of the night. Katya comes out in an Esther Williams gown. It was so good. It was everything. I loved it. It was like the perfect combination of fashion and comedy.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it really reminded me of?
What?
Sandra Bullock.
Yes, she was giving a performance like if I could see Sandra Bullock in some wacky movie ending up in this outfit and doing,
In Miss Congeniality 3.
Yes.
Like,
that movie would be horrific and I would see it on opening day.
Yep. I will see anything that Sandy is in. I love her. Also, what I love is just like, who made this for her?
Someone custom made this Esther Williams latex gown for her.
Love that.
So Tatiana comes out, and while she looks very fishy and very pretty and polished, it's a little boring.
It was a little
like Fredericks of Hollywood Elvira costume, you know.
It was a lot of like Hot Topic to me.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed in her for that.
Her face was beat.
Oh yeah.
But it looked a little like trashy slutty.
Well, for someone who had literally just said, I learned not to go shopping in Wet Seal, it's like, well, you can't just go from Wet Seal to Hot Topic. You gotta like get out of the mall.
It's weird. It looked kind of cheap, but I'm sure it wasn't.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Which was the weird thing. So it was
but that's like a read. I guess the thing is that it's like a read that Chanel would get.
Yes.
You know?
I spent $1,500. Maybe had she done more dramatic makeup that wasn't just really, really beautiful. It was just really pretty and really polished.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but not in All Stars.
Exactly.
So then
Alaska
comes out in some like latex 50 Shades of Grey dominatrix, replicant, Blade Runner, Daryl Hannah realness.
The Blade Runner was really, I thought, Blade Rubber. I laughed at that. She looked out of a
Daryl
sci-fi
Hannah was going to a board meeting. A sexy board meeting.
Or something like a Tron. I loved it.
It did have a Tron vibe.
Yeah.
Like, you know, someone's secretary in Tron.
Sure.
You know, like, oh, I'll bring you into the meeting for Mr. Anderson now. You know, it was like that, but like futuristic and cool. It was great.
Yeah.
Ginger Minge.
Ginger Minge.
Okay, I'll say this. Her body was on point.
Yes.
She has never looked more hourglass.
Yep, her padding was great.
Her pad was great. The dress was kind of ugly.
The dress I thought was pretty ugly.
Pretty ugly. Like the silhouette worked. The colors were
It was this weird pastel blue
silver,
under silver.
And then it wasn't great. I thought she kind of looked like Chandler's mom from Friends. She kind of looked like Kathleen Turner. Chandler's mom, who's technically Chandler's dad, who's a drag queen.
Oh. It was too blah. I was disappointed in the dress because everything else was fine.
For me this week, Ginger was very forgettable.
Yes, I agree.
In a very safe, kind of way.
I agree. Safe, borderline bottom because you can't afford to be forgettable in All Stars. We'll see if she steps her pussy up.
Step your pussy. So last and best.
Best.
By a mile.
I am so proud of her.
Oh my god, there was no neon in sight. Detox turned the corner and I went, like I was like, best look of the night. No questions asked. This is fucking amazing.
Gagging on her.
It was like Maharaja Raja. You know? Like,
I thought the same thing!
Shut up!
Yes, like absolutely.
It was like high fucking European fashion, you know.
I mean, Katya kind of nailed it.
National Geographic meets Italian Vogue meets Better Homes and Gardens.
Detox just slayed this look, and she knew she had to. I don't think she deserved to be on the bottom at the fuck all.
No.
I think that was fucking bullshit.
Yes.
The thigh gap.
That thigh gap, though.
You could put a quarter, like, crossways.
You could put a 2x4 in there. It was intense.
You know what?
Her tuck was on fucking point this week. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
So, Ru announces that Ginger and Alyssa are safe. Which I think is bullshit. Alyssa should have been in the top 3.
That's what I'm saying.
I was confused. I thought Detox's runway look 100% should have taken her out of the bottom.
100%. Because, first of all...
Because for me, Fifi and her were very much...
similar.
Their Snatch Game performances were very much the same.
Yeah.
Where it was like consistent, you tried, you weren't funny.
Right. Her runway look was everything.
Was everything, and Fifi's was nothing.
It was
weird
weird
for me. It was weird bottom.
It was really disappointing. I think it should have been Fifi,
Roxxxy,
and Tati.
Yeah. Or maybe even Ginger. I mean, I gotta say it. Ginger was a flat line for me.
I agree. I truly enjoyed Tatiana's jokes more. Yes, she had a meltdown in the middle of that Snatch Game. But she was still more entertaining to me than the others. And so then it's like, and her runway look was just as good as Ginger's, if not better.
If not better.
So why was she on the bottom? I just don't get it.
I want to see more from Tati.
Exactly.
Do I necessarily want to see more from Roxxxy? Maybe. But I'm more interested in what Tati has. So Alaska and Katya are at the top.
Yeah. So they're going to have to lip sync.
Kind of no duh. And Detox, Roxxxy, and Tati are in the bottom.
Yeah.
So they go back and they have to deliberate. I still am not, I know, you hated it. I'm still like, about it.
I still don't love what I really don't like and what I hope that they stop doing. Yeah. Maybe one of these queens who's on the top will like not follow Roxxy's lead and will be like, I'm on the top, I want to talk to you.
That's a producer's note. Oh, go sit on this other couch and talk to everybody because we need footage. That's a producer note.
What I really dislike about it is that it's so repetitive.
Whatever decision is made, it's not. Whatever decision is made, that's not going to be. Whatever happens, it's not based on.
It's like, we get it. I don't know if that was just the editing this season. Like, maybe this episode they didn't have a lot to go off of.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then I guess I wish, give me more All-Stars bullshit where like it's just the other queens. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Show me more about Katya changing her fabulous outfit.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
So Katya like obviously can't dance in this like mermaid fish latex outfit. And so she changes into a full cat suit that just happens to match the colors of her swim cap. I mean,
I lived for that.
I mean, it was.
And
I like that she's like, oh yeah, I guess I'll try and change in this perfect outfit that totally matches and is going to be great. That
I clearly planned for. But I love it, and I love that that's where her fucking head is at. Girls got the details.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
And she's got an entire collection of platform jelly sandals.
Next!
That I can't wait to see. So yeah, they're all sitting on the couch, and Roxxxy was worried. She was weird this episode. She was like,
Win it.
Okay.
Win it.
I was like, play the tape, girl. Last week you said, Roxxxy literally said,
if there's a week where you feel like I was like booger, send me home.
Why didn't they play the tape? Where's that editing?
Where's that editing?
Having just everything repeat itself with like this queen and then that, it's boring.
The only fabulousness was that Katya was like, I'm drunk with power.
Yes.
There is a part of me that is very intrigued and attracted and seduced by this new power.
I'm loving it and I'm drunk with power.
Why do you deserve to be next top model?
She was having the best time.
Yeah, I think Katya really nailed it. When she's like, we are all professional drag queens, and we can judge each other on what is entertaining and what is not. Period. End of story.
I mean,
thank you.
When she said that, I was like, yeah.
What I really kind of felt like was the appropriate end to this episode was that Alaska would pull out Roxxxy and have said, girl, that'll teach you to try and come for me.
Would that have come off spiteful? Maybe. Don't care.
That's the point.
I mean, it kind of would have been amazing.
It would have been so great!
So
and it would have been so dramatic and just like, oh, shit got real! Like,
well, that's the other thing. So why do you think Alaska picked Tati? I think, sure, was she not great? Yeah. Did she flounder? Yes. It was sort of the easy choice to pick Tati. She's a lone wolf or whatever. You know, like she doesn't have... So
well, it clearly wasn't Detox.
They haven't... It was clearly never going to be
So
Detox.
it was Roxxxy or Tati.
And so it's like, did Alaska not want to upset the apple cart? Once someone really crosses that line, I feel like all bets will be off. And everyone's kind of like...
Yeah, they're like, let's stay away from that.
And it'll be interesting to see who Katya picked. Because now that they know they have to reveal it.
Right.
It's like, ooh, you were going to pick whoever? Oh, I'm going to be mad at you for next week or whatever.
Exactly. That adds another layer to it where it's like, oh, she's still here.
So Alaska and Katya lip sync to Freak Out Is that what that song is?
Yeah, Freak Out.
I think the song is just called Freak Out.
It might be
called Freak?
Le Chic. Le Freak. It's Le Freak.
Le Freak. And it was interesting. I thought it was a really good lip sync. I mean, in all honesty, Alaska really did win.
Oh, see, I
thought Katya started strong.
Yep.
You know, she did like the snorting.
Right.
But then she did it again. I thought Katya would do more dancing, more splits.
Sure, I was waiting for her to do like.
You know, she can do that, and she changed specifically to do that. So, was it a shutout? No, but I thought Alaska went for it more.
And Alaska started doing real silly dance moves.
Nobody bad dances better than Alaska. Like, she has a way of just owning her horrible dancing in the funniest
and most entertaining. And that's the thing, you know, like that's not a death drop, but it's like amazing to watch.
I mean,
you know?
It's probably what a real death drop would look like if you died.
Sure.
But I mean, she brought out these scissors and
the cutaway.
You know, she did like a quick change. Like, she had an idea.
She pulled out more stops.
And she did. She pulled out more stops. Was it close? Yes. Did I think Alaska deserved to win lip sync? Yes.
Yeah.
So then Alaska gives a whole speech. She's trying to be a little too diplomatic.
I think so.
Like, she gives like a I'm running for student council president speech, and I was like, this is unnecessary.
It was.
RuPaul's Drag Race is a microcosm of the real world. And in the real world, sometimes we have to make really difficult decisions.
I think it's like, this is so new.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's going to come back to bite them.
Exactly.
Alaska sends Tati home. I was genuinely kind of sad because I really did want to see more. Hopefully we will.
Wait, does this mean I get to come back? I can't.
So, like, the mystery is still out there.
Right.
What is the revenge, the revenge?
So, like, this episode, again, ended with it to be continued, and I was like, ah!
I was like, oh, so are they going to talk about... So, I disagree with a lot of you who've written in and been like, oh...
it's going to be like a Survivor, you vote...
Like, they'll vote for the person...
winner at the end.
I don't think that's it.
That might be the case, but that's not the only thing.
Well, exactly.
Because Ru says, you stay thirsty.
Right.
You're not done yet. So
Which
there has to be some sort of you can get back in it.
It's a redemption, and they're going to call it that. And then
maybe also there's a jury and they vote. Who cares?
I don't. Here's the thing.
I hope that's not the case, because that's dumb. I don't like that.
It's still her fucking show, and she's gonna pick the fucking winner that gets $100,000.
Sure.
Like, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, she's gonna make that final decision for sure. To me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I can't wait to find out.
I can't wait. I'm excited. We'll see. We should be on a regular schedule after this.
Yes.
Which means we're going to try for Mondays. Now, if we slip up, I know you all will be banging down the door, but we're trying our hardest.
These episodes are long.
They're really long.
It's just too much to talk about.
I love how you said that as Alaska, as Mae West. These episodes are long.
These episodes are so long.
Anyway.
Can I just break into Mae West now, from now on?
Yes. It was so great. I hope that, someone on Grindr is just sending a gif of her being like, come over and fuck me in the ass sometime. Oh. Because if I got that, I would be like, yes. This person gets it.
Gets it. So anyway, cheers to All Stars.
To Snatch Game. Subscribe and share, and we will see you very shortly.
We're working on new shirts. We're working on new merchandise.
Lots of things happening.
Drag queens. Drag queens.
Yay! Drag all day, every day. Every day is legs day. Dangling from a cantilevered glass pool. Bye-bye. And it's just absurd.